it's Krista here, and I'm back again with another weekly pocket page for my family album 2017. Still slowly wrapping it up here. I'm eager to get started on 2018. Just showing you some products that I'm using for this week's spread, a lot of which are from Ellie Studio. A lot of the cards here are from Ellie Studio, and then I'm using some labels as well. Also made it my mission here to use this chipboard from the Cool Kid collection. I thought the colors were perfect, so I bring in some pieces from that. And I'm also using some ephemera from Feed Your Craft Mark Your Place kit. I just thought the yellows and the blues matched that title card in the top left hand corner. And you see an enamel pin there from Amy Tangerine, the camera piece. So I'm bringing that in as well. I'm just going through, I really went through my stash for this layout. I find that I usually go towards pinks and yellows and those kinds of colors, mints and those things, and I don't usually go for like primary colors like these yellows and greens and blues. So I am making an effort to use up some of my stash. So I'm pulling out some really old supplies. I'm using a couple sticker books from Amy Tangerine and some stickers from Chamel and Ellie Studio, as mentioned before, and some newer stuff too, like these enamel pins and the Feed Your Craft die cuts. But for the most part, it's a big mix. Definitely a big mix, and I love that. I've mentioned before that I love mixing collections. It's probably my favorite thing to do, and I do end up doing that a bit more. I find myself doing that a bit more when I have time. If I have time, then I'm more eager to take the time to mix and match and those sort of things. When I'm feeling rushed and anxious about falling behind, then I tend to go with like one collection. So this layout was a lot of fun to make just because of the varying colors and using of supplies. So I used an Amy Tangerine sticker and layered it in behind that enamel pin, and then I pulled out some chipboard hearts that I had in my stash that had a little bit of blue in them, so I pulled those out and put it on top of the star. Lots of hearts and lots of stars in this layout, so I always love that. And then I had these Ellie Studio labels, which I discovered, and I thought, you know what, I'm using Ellie Studio cards, I might as well make use of these labels, and the colors matched perfectly. So these come as a sheet, and I think they're only $1 or so each, but I did have a ton, and I'm not sure when or where I got them from, but maybe it was a kit or something, but I really had never used these labels before, so I decided to add those in. This tiny word sticker is from a Chamel sticker sheet, and the yellow. I was just trying to bring in some more yellow. It's funny because in real life I really do not like yellow, but in scrapbooking I always add it, and it's just that brightness that I love. So I'm not afraid to bring in yellow to my scrapbook pages. Also bringing in some tiny word stickers from Jasmine Jones, which you've probably seen in previous layouts. I just love the phrases that are included, and the white. I like the white with the black font, and it just adds some more white and appeals more to your eye, I think. So bringing in some labels. In the bottom, this week we went to the zoo, and it was kind of a spur of the moment type thing. We just went late in the afternoon. My husband met us there, and we pretty much had the zoo to ourselves, so it was pretty cool. And my favorite part, Nora loves the gorillas, and in the gorilla building are these chameleons, and they're kind of a new addition to our zoo, and I just love watching them. I love how they walk, and I love most of the time they're like snoozing on the tree, but I just love the way they look, so I snapped a picture and included that in the album. And on to my title card. This is a really simple title card. Just making use of that white space in this 4x6 card. Use some puffy stickers from HipKit and some old vellum stickers from Amy Tangerine. Again, just bringing in those colors. Green is not usually a color that I include, so I want to use those. And now I'm just trying to decide what to put in the middle of those two numbers. The alpha did not have like an asterisk or a dash or anything, so decided to use this star sticker from Dear Lizzie Stargazer. Trimmed off kind of the entrails there and put that in the middle, and then it was still looking a little bit plain to me, so I decided to fill some of the other parts of the cards with some stars from the Dear Lizzie collection, and I think I'm going to bring in some chipboard stars from the Cool Kid chipboard as well. On this photo of Nora, I'm using a chipboard piece that says 3. She's 3 years old, and 3 is rough. 3 is a tough age, I'm discovering. 2 is easy. 2 is so easy. So 3 is a little bit rough, but there are snippets of happiness in there, and so this photo is showing one of those. But I'm just finding that Nora's getting a little bit of a attitude, and she's arguing with us, and she's extremely moody and emotional, so it's been good times at our house these last few months. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of include that number there. And then on this card that I'm working on now, this week that I'm documenting, we bought a new minivan. So before I was driving a car, and so we decided it was time to upgrade a bit. I'd had my car for almost 9 years. 9 and a bit, I think, years, so a long time. And I love that car so much, but it went on to a new home, and we got our minivan, and so that's a photo of the two of us, Aaron and I, on the day that we got possession of our minivan. And so I'm going to use a chipboard car piece there, along with some labels, just to journal about that. Also including the Ellie Studio card that says hooray. Mostly, well, like everything on there is kind of exciting, but Nora attended a birthday party, we got the new van, we went to the zoo, Nora's in the van listening to some headphones, so I just wanted to include that, and it brings in the colors as well. Used a die cut piece from Feed Your Craft that says love it. Like I said, we went to the zoo, and the hippos were so active, and Nora could get right up to the glass, and she loved putting her little hand on the hippo's foot there. He kept doing flips on the glass, kind of pushing off the glass, so she went right up there. And the die cut was seeming a little bit plain, so I just went to the Amy Tangerine sticker books and found a green scalloped circle and just trimmed off a bit and layered it in behind, and I'm going to add some stars a little bit later. Just trimming out some labels and then deciding how I want this car to sit on there. I was really debating, do I want this or do I not want this? But like I said, it was my goal to use some of that chipboard, and the colors worked really well. The color on that card worked really well, but I was just kind of struggling with the balance of the page, so I'm just flipping things around. That beautiful floral paper in the bottom corner there is from Dear Lizzie Stargazer, and it brings in the blues and the greens and the yellows, so I thought it worked pretty perfectly. And I do switch everything back, I think. I switch the paper back, but yeah, so just trying to get my balance in with my tiny word stickers. Another yellow sticker from Chamel, I believe, or maybe that one's from Dear Lizzie, and then a white one. And the white one says "Get your groove on." So with our van, it came with some wireless headphones, and Nora's watching a movie, and she just looks so thrilled. So I want to include that. And lots of pictures from the zoo, lots of hearts on this layout, few stars, and I do really like how it came together with the colors, the blues and the yellows and the greens. Like I said, not normally a combination that I would go for, but I do like the variety in the album as you're flipping through and seeing the different collections and the different colors. That's my favorite part. So I just finished printing off some photos for the first couple weeks of 2018, and I'm finding that it's not as many photos as some layouts, so I think I'm going to lean towards having less photos and more stories. So I'm kind of excited about that, being really selective in the photos that I do include and thinking about the story that goes along with them, and not feeling the pressure to include every little detail of our weeks. I'm keeping track using the Project Life app as well, just to keep some notes of the week, what we're doing, what the girls are into, what I'm doing, and reading and watching and listening to, and all that stuff. So keeping track that way, because I think that's something that's really been lacking in my albums, are those little details. So lots of photos in years past, but I think I'm going to try and go a little bit more the other way and go for more stories. Using the Puffy Alpha from HipKit and the Vellum Green stickers from Amy Tangerine to spell out Zoo Trip. Gonna do some journaling there about the hippos and the experience we had at the zoo with right before closing and with not very many people there, and just bringing in those alphas to this side as well. Here I am again. I'm still debating. Do I want to include this? Do I want to include this card? But like I said, the colors are like perfect for what's included. But I still wanted it to stand out, but I still wanted room for journaling. So I'm just gonna kind of offset this photo and have it hanging off to the side. I really like doing that. It doesn't have to be a rectangular photo all the time. Still waiting to get battery for my Instax printer at this point, so I will have to go back and add that in, but that's not a huge job. Using the Puffy Navy alphas to spell new car. Ideally I would have spelled out new van, but I did not have another letter N, so just went for a new car and doing some journaling about that. I'm going to put things back in pockets and see what it looks like side by side, and that's pretty much it. So thanks again so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you again next week. Bye!